probably after today's session, we will see that dictionary assignment also, right? That is also important. Now today, let us try to understand what is done in a data science. Means what kind of problems are solved using data science, right? What are the various phases that are involved in a data science project, right? So what happens in real time? So if we say data science project or if we say data science application, so what exactly is done inside data science? That is what is an you can say it's a real time use case. So today we are trying to understand uh, the various phases of a data science project and what kind of applications or what are the outcomes of a data science project. Means if you are doing a project in data science or if you are applying data science, so what will be the outcome? What is the purpose of data science? What kind of problems can be solved? So these two things we will focus in today's class, right? So shall we start? We are good to start now. Please do respond. Am I audible? Yeah, okay. So today's class is very, very important. We will understand because the internship title itself is on data science, right? So what are the phases of a data science in real time? What a data science project involves, right? So what is involved in a data science project? Let us try to understand, right? So I've shared my screen. So let us kickstart today's session. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
right? So can you see this a tree or a hierarchy kind of thing?
Yes, sir.
This is called as KDD, right? It's called as KDD. So knowledge discovery, but as knowledge discovery. So friends, basically what happens in a data science project? So a data scientist or a data engineer is supposed to do all these things. He should be good at all these things, right? I told you in the beginning, various job roles in data science. A data analyst need not know all these things. So these are various phases which are involved in any data science project, right? These are various phases involved in any data science project, right? So we will go in this order from bottom to top. We have to go. So here the order is bottom to top, like this. So the order is bottom to top. So what do you find in the bottommost layer? Can anyone read this?
Extract data.
Right. So data extraction is the first step in data analytics. Means you have to get the data first. So I tell you, data extraction itself is one specialization wherein we need people who are experts in getting the data, right? You may be thinking why that is so special, or why it is for that we need an expert. Data you will get it from client, right? So it is not like that. This is not a conventional software project. Suppose if I'm doing a project for a school, school management will give me data and I'll try to do a software for them. But data science is different. We want to analyze the data, right? Data which is coming from different sources, data which is in different forms, data which is generated at a rapid pace. So we are going to deal with various complex issues of data. So data extraction is again a specialization. There are people in data science industry who are only doing data extraction, right? So what is data extraction, right? Let us try to understand. Try to recollect our first class. I told you sources of data. When we were defining big data, I used this word sources of data. From where do I get data? Data is generated by two sources. What are they? Can anyone recollect? Human
Data
generated
by
data.
machines and by humans.
Wait, human generated and machine generated data, right? So human generated data, machine generated data. So data is coming from different sources. Big list of sources we have discussed in our very first class, but they are categorized into two sources. One is human generated, another one is machine generated, right? I'll give you a lot of examples while explaining this KDD, right? So let me start with one example. During exit polls, many news channels will do some data analytics, and they'll tell that they'll do some prediction, right? In so and so place, so and so party will win, right? Maybe in center Congress or UPA government will win, right? They do some prediction, right? So how they will do that prediction? They will try to analyze what people are talking on social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter. they try to analyze the pulse. It is called as a sentiment analysis. So they do a sentiment analysis and then they try to predict, right? And they also do some surveys. So, for example, if I am running a news channel and I want to do some exit polls activity, so what I will do, sir, I will send my reporters to various constituencies and I'll do a survey there. So what my reporters will do, they will finally give me a document which contains various questions asked to the people and what kind of responses we got. So this is one source. So let me take this as one real-time example, right? Exit polls. Now imagine here who is the person involved in doing data analytics. It's a news channel. Of course, news channel will not do analytics. They have to depend on some data science company or a data scientist like you and me, right? So what a news channel will do for exit polls? Step one, they will do a survey. They will do a survey. What is the another source of data? Social media is another source of data. Now, can anyone tell me in which form I will get data when I do a survey? In which form I will get data when I do a survey? For example, I
Sir,
want to do a nationwide survey. Yeah,
sir,
please
we
tell me.
will get the data in raw form, sir. Raw data will be
In
there,
the
sir.
raw data, like
Unstructured.
suppose unstructured, yeah, obviously. So
Yeah,
what will happen is
unstructured, sir.
one, obviously
We
that
will
that
have
is
to
the
clean
right
it,
term,
sir, first.
unstructured. So what is happening here is I've sent my reporters to various parts of the country. Now suppose you the participants of this session, imagine you 10 people are reporters. What you will do, whatever questions you ask to the people and what responses they have given, you try to write it on a paper or maybe you type it in some Word document. Finally you will send it to me. Now what will happen, one person will send data to me in Word document, another person might have is a good senior generalist but he is not comfortable in using computers. It can happen, right? We don't expect everyone to be good at computers, right? So especially people who are not into this field, obviously for them it is tough. Right. So imagine there is one senior generalist. He has done a lot of survey. He met some important people. He has gathered some useful data, but he can't use computer. So whatever he has done a survey, he has written it in the form of on a paper. He has written like what is the question, what is the pulse of the people, what they are telling. So he might have taken photo of that papers which he has written, handwritten papers. Those papers he will send it to the office, right, head office. Now some person might have used Word document, some person might have sent me data in the form of a notepad text file, right? One young journalist who is good at computers, he might have formed a well defined structure, converted the data into a PDF. He might have sent me data in the form of a PDF. So these are all quite possible, and these are all real time issues, problems which are there in data extraction. So what will happen in exit polls project? I will get data from my journalist after doing survey, and it is in variety of forms, right? For example, it can be scanned documents, it can be Word document, it can be a text file, or it can be a PDF, right? So I got data in these many formats, my dear friends. I got data in these many formats. Now I need to process it. I need to process it to come to a conclusion, right? What is the pulse of the public on BJP government or maybe on Congress government? I want to do analysis in variety of what do you say parameters, like overall what is the response on BJP in South India, what is the response on BJP or Congress, right? And in particular places like in metros, what is the response? In rural India, what is the response, right? And what youngsters are saying, what senior citizens are saying, what is the response of women? See how many parameters will come, right? So I need to do this much of data analytics to come to a conclusion that exit polls are inclined towards which party, right? So see here, the sources of data for me are these many sources, my dear friends, right? Now, that is one source. Only survey is one source in which I get data in different forms. Another important source is social media, wherein I'll capture the data from all most expectedly, like all educated people, uh, people who have some technical background. So what the technocrats are thinking about BJP, Congress, or any other party, right? So social media data is one more source. So what kind of social media platforms we have? I have platforms like Twitter, right? I have platforms like Facebook, right, and maybe Instagram, etc. Right? How many of you use Twitter? Today it is the
I'm
highest
using,
and most
yeah,
popular, right?
Twitter.
Facebook, Facebook has gone now. Facebook percentage of usage has decreased, right? Now, do you know how to download data from Twitter? Do you think will Twitter allow you to download data? Twitter is a separate private organization, and data, a lot of data is there which belongs to their customers or clients. Now, do you think, suppose I want to learn that what is opinion of people on Modi with respect to next 2023 elections? So I want Twitter data. I want to know what people are thinking on Twitter. So how do I get this data? Shall I ask Twitter to give the data? Any guesses? How do I get data from Twitter? Shall I talk to Twitter CEO and ask him to give data? Any guesses?
No, sir.
No guesses. So what we
Sir,
will do is,
sir,
yeah, yeah,
I
please.
couldn't hear. Please, could you please repeat it? Which type of data you are looking
See,
for?
see in Twitter, people do a lot of comments, right? A lot of tweets
Yeah,
are posted. Suppose in upcoming 2023 elections, what is the pulse of people on Modi, right? Whether Modi will win or not, whether the educated people, whether the netizens, right? Netizens, netizens means people who use internet and social media. So whether these young netizens, so technical people, right, whether these people are in favor of Modi or not, I want to study, I want to analyze. So I want all the tweets which are tweeted in favor of Modi as well as against Modi. Anything related to Modi was tweeted, I want to download, I want to study it. Now the question is, will Twitter give me the data or the tweets posted by different users? Will Twitter give me that data? Do you think Twitter will give the data to me if I ask them?
sir. They will give you the data. Even the Facebook will give you the data if you will pay them, sir.
That is absolutely illegal,
Yes,
right?
sir.
See, data privacy is a very big thing, and they are not supposed to give the data like that if we pay them, because it is not their data, right? They are not the owners of the data, right? They are service providers. Suppose, imagine I have tweeted some blunt message against MLA of my own constituency, right? And if the MLA came to know that I have tweeted something like that, he can harm me, right? He can create some problem to me, or he will try to harm me. So it is not correct. It is my private data, my private opinion, Twitter or Facebook, they are not supposed to sell it by taking money. And in many countries, including India, there is a bill, there is a regulation or law which is in place called as the Data Protection Bill, right? Even in India, we have a data protection bill which was passed in the year 2019 in our parliament. So it is illegal. Like, how can they sell your data? For example, imagine you are taking medication for some disease and you don't want everyone to know about this disease, right? Confidentially, secretly, you are undergoing some medication. What will happen if that a hospital guy sells? He will sell, or he has sold your data to some pharma company, right? Or some company which produces medicines, right? And imagine that pharma company started sending you messages like, you have been using this medicine from past 6 months. We are giving you 50% off if you directly buy the product from us. So imagine how you will feel. You wanted this to be kept secret. Now people started giving you offers on your medicines, right? It hurts you or not? Imagine that secret message some of your friend or colleague in your office has seen, and till now you were hiding it. So it will be embarrassing for you. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
So there is no question of disclosing the data. So there is a rule, data scientists should also be aware, because you are dealing with data, and in every country there is a law with respect to data privacy. You should be aware of it. If you become a data scientist, you should be aware of it. When you're dealing with data, you should be very, very careful, because a lot of legal complications will come into picture if you don't handle, or if you disclose the data without users' consent, right? If you want to sell the data also, you should tell, boss, we are selling your data. If you permit us, we will do it. Otherwise, we will not. So that is possible, but directly you can't sell the data. And Facebook, Twitter, all other companies have done this in the past. That's the reason these regulations and legislations came into picture. So you are right. In the
Sir,
past, they have sold it.
sir, if it is illegal, then how we are getting ads like similar to what we search on Google and all other sites?
That's
Sir,
what.
because
So
that is in the terms and conditions of the Google itself, that your data could be shared for this kind of purpose, sir, for research
they will
purpose or
not.
something like that.
Yeah, this is a good question. I don't know who has asked it. So this is called as the digital profiling. The the ads which you are saying, no, sir, while I use Google, I get some ads. Like, if I continuously watch some political news in Google, they will start recommending me most of the time news articles only. Yes, this is what you are saying, right? So there is
Yes, sir.
something called as a digital profiling, right? Digital profiling. Digital profiling means people will study your behavior in the sense what kind of websites you are visiting, what kind of data you are most frequently seeing. So your browsing uh, information will be captured by the browser, and browser belongs to, like, suppose if you are using Google Chrome, obviously it belongs to Google. So Google captures your data, and in Google there is something called as Google ad engine. So advertisements engine will be there in Google. All your data will be shared or processed by this ad engine, and they will try to provide you more relevant kind of news articles in which you are interested, right? So and they will try to categorize you. It is called as digital profiling. They will try to come to a conclusion what kind of a person you are, right? What is your taste, right? What is your interest? What are your likes and dislikes? So this is called as digital profiling. And Google, not only Google, every browser does it. And in every browser, in terms and conditions, most of the time we don't read it. It is clearly written like your data will be shared, right? Your data will be shared with our collaborators, means whomever companies they are tied up, right? Google has association with, let us say, 10 companies. Within these 10 companies, they will exchange the data. and for which you have agreed actually, right? If you have not agreed, nobody would have used Google Chrome today, right? So during installation, we don't read all these things. We will say I agree and install. Same thing we are doing in mobile phones also, which is very dangerous, right? And
Sir,
recently, yeah,
digital profiling is a part of data science. Like we will learn this thing also.
no, no, no. Digital profiling is also called as auto profiling. It is done by browsers, right? It is done by browsers, and yeah, data scientists will, what they will do is they will process the data. Suppose that's what we are saying. Come back to our diagram. So here what happens is, my browsing history, my browsing preferences, all these things will be loaded in one place, and there some program will run. It will try to process my data, and it will recommend, okay, this fellow is most interested in sports, cricket news, so we start showing him most of the time cricket news, right? So obviously it will be processed. Digital profiling, again, some program has to run in the background, which will classify the user. I'm coming to that. Classification, clustering means what are the various types of applications that are done in data science, right? So here, now the problem is, this is the place where we have struck, right? Twitter. Now nobody will give, if one news channel approaches Twitter and say, come on, give your Twitter data related to Modi, they will not give. So what will happen is, every social media platform like Twitter, what they do is, they will provide a facility wherein by writing one program, you can download tweets, right, of which user. For example, I am using a Twitter account. Now what will happen is, by writing program, you can download tweets from my account. I should give you the permissions. There are something called as access tokens. My access tokens are used in the program. And once my access tokens are used in the program, that program will download data from my Twitter account and as well as my followers. So suppose I posted a tweet like, uh, Modi is a great politician. Probably in 2023, he will win again. Now, what happened immediately? All my followers, who are my followers in Twitter account, they started reacting to it. Some people supported me. Some people rejected my statement. They said, no, you are absolutely wrong. He is not going to win. So all my tweets and my followers who responded on this tweet, that particular data will be downloaded, right? While downloading, I should tell what kind of words should be present in the tweets. Otherwise, all tweets will be downloaded, which will not be of great use for me. So I will give some keywords like Modi, government, elections, 2023, UPA, NDA, Rahul Gandhi, like that. Some words we will give. 10, 20 words I will give. All any one of this word is found in the tweet. That tweet will be downloaded. Otherwise, what will happen if I don't give tweets? If I don't give keywords, all tweets of mine will be downloaded, and all reactions of my followers will also be downloaded. It will become a huge amount of data. But I was not interested in all data. I was interested only in certain portion of data wherein I may find words like Modi, politics, elections. So those keywords I will give, and it will download appropriate data. Now the challenge is,
Sir, who can write the program and download the data? Like
we
our
have to,
consent is
yeah,
necessary for that.
yeah. Suppose I want to download Twitter tweets of you, your access tokens I should pass in the program as input. Okay, you
Okay,
will
sir.
get access tokens, right? One second, I'll show you. See here, Twitter developer account. See here, can you see this developer account?
Yes, sir.
So you have to click on this one. right? So I logged into my Twitter, right? So what I will do is from here I can download access tokens. I will share you a detailed procedure of how to download access tokens. So what will happen is you will give me like this, you will download your access tokens. Access tokens are two strings, access tokens, right? See here, this is the procedure. Log into your Twitter account on developer.twitter.com, navigate to app dashboard and see here. Show. See here. Like this, you will get two access tokens. Can you see this? See here, something colored in red.
Yes,
Consumer
sir.
key, consumer secret key, right? So here, something which was highlighted in red color, there you will see consumer key, consumer secret key, but originally, the original value will be a big string, alphanumeric value. Those two are called as access tokens, right? See here. This is the procedure. First, you have to go to developer.twitter.com. You will log in, right? See here, keys and access tokens. Download the consumer key, secret key, right? That's all. These values, if you give it to me, I will write a program. I will write a program to extract the tweets from your Twitter account. I'll write the program to extract the tweets from Twitter account. So just imagine in this first step, we are only in the first step, my dear, extraction of data. So how complex it is. See, I'm getting data from surveys, I'm getting downloading data from Twitter. Do you think all these things are in uniform format?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So what we have to do, we have to convert them into uniform format. I want to convert them into a uniform format so that I can process it. So what we will do, these two things, getting data from various sources, it involves, this is called as extraction of data. So extraction of data, don't think that someone will give you data in a pen drive or an email attachment and which you will load and process it. It's not like that. Extraction of data also involves a lot of programs to be written. You have to write code, you have to uh, write code to get data from different sources. This is only one example which I gave. Suppose you want to process data from CCTVs, right? Again, you have to learn a different mechanism how to access code from data from CCTVs. Again, there is a separate method for it. So data extraction itself is one big area wherein there are experts. Means if someone is working in data science project, right, he need not know all these things. He can be a simple data extraction engineer. He can write code to get data from different sources. Got it? Is it clear what is data extraction? What, how complex it is?
Yes, sir.
Then comes pre-processing of data. Pre-processing of data means data may involve uh, some unwanted things, right? So when I do survey also, I get lot of unwanted things. So I will remove unwanted things. I may try to identify there are some errors in data. I try to remove them. And there are some outliers in data. I'll try to remove them. What is an outlier? Anytime you heard this word outlier,
No, sir.
any guess? No. Suppose in your class there are 50 students. 50 students have attempted an exam. 49 students failed. 49 students failed the exam and they got single digit mark. And imagine the paper was really tough, sir. Paper was really tough. That's the reason 49 students out of 50, 49 students failed and they got a single digit mark, and one student got 99. Now, what is your opinion on this one?
The 50th is outlier.
Yeah. So what is happening? See here, if I try to if I try to represent it, it will look like this. So will you accept that value? You will have a question. No, sir. How is it possible when 49 students failed and got single digit? How come this
Yes,
fellow
sir.
got 99? Right.
Yes, sir.
So you will get a doubt whether it is correct or wrong. Yes. So
Yes, sir.
that data which is abnormal, right? Suppose if I plot the data on a XY plane, right? So these are marks, these are hall ticket numbers of my students. So what happened is,
Hmm.
let us say this is 10 marks, 20 marks, like that. Somewhere here I have 90 marks. Now what happened is, one student, hall ticket number, let us say hall ticket number 45 out of 50, one student has got 99 marks. So this is the data point. Now what happened to all other students is, I have 49 entries now. So one dot here, one dot here, one dot here, here. Something less than 10 is also there. See, now what is happening? All 49 data points are under 10, right? You can see a clear separation. All 49 data points are under 10, right? Right. All 49 students marks are under 10, but only this one is sitting on top separately. This itself is abnormal. All data points are on one part and another one is somewhere here. So it can be true also, right? Maybe that fellow is intelligent enough, rarest of the rarest case. Maybe that is true also. But here I need to check. This is called as outlier. Outlier is something which is not normal, right? And I need to check, I need to do a validation whether this is really correct or not. If possible, if it is not really correct, if I have any doubt, I'll try to remove this outlier from the data set, right? So you understood what is outlier?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what will happen in pre-processing of data? We will remove the unnecessary things from data. We will remove the outliers, if any. We will try to make the data more polished. So we try to refine the data. Someone used the word raw data, right? So in this phase, right here, data was really raw. Now here I am trying to pre-process the data. I am trying to refine the data, right? So again, here I need some expert or some person who can really do this, right? Now, another important step or next level of step is transformation of data. So what do you mean by transforming a data set? Data transformation, right? So what do you mean by transform? Any guess? General meaning of transform?
So to make data you only useful, out मतलब unnecessary निकाल के बस necessary document चीजों को रख देना.
That we have done in pre-processing, no?
So to change the data in
And
understandable format.
yes. Transform का
Yes, sir.
मतलब क्या? Change the format.
Necessarily
So in
useful.
pre-processing,
Useful.
in pre-processing, I forgot to tell you one more important point, which is called as missing values. राइट। मिसिंग वैल्यूज का मतलब क्या है? अगर एक 10,000 डेटा आइटम्स मेरे पास है, in that 1,000 are empty, so now I can't process the data with 1,000 empty values. In fact, I can't run a mathematical formula or a mathematical equation or any program if there are null values in my data. So in pre-processing, we also handle these missing values. Missing values should be handled or treated. So we call it as missing value treatment, right? Suppose I spoke to 10,000 people regarding one question like who will win in Rai Bareli, right? In this 10,000, what happened is 9,000 people responded to me. Some of them told BJP, some of them told Congress, but 1,000 people, they did not respond also. They did not say anything. So what should I do? Shall I remove these 1,000 people? Shall I go with 9,000 people's feedback? Or shall I write something in those 1,000 places? Please tell me. These are all decisions which, as a data scientist, we have to take when we are in a real-time project. So I have, see here, I spoke to 10,000 people, 9,000 people responded, 1,000 people did not respond at all. So what should I do? In those 1,000 entries, shall I write Congress, 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 or write BJP, BJP, BJP? You please let me know. Shall I leave them or shall I write something there?
So we will write something there.
They have not even responded, no?
Sir, but it is in our scope, so that's why we have data that how
We can
much percent they have
remove
not
them.
responded.
I'll give you another example, another question similar to this one. I went to a university. I want to do some data analytics on their placements. I went to a university. I asked the placement officer, like, sir, in last 5 years, how many students placed in your campus and what are their salary packages? So that I want to give a graph, I want to give some beautiful statistical analysis on their placements, and it may help them in improving their quality of admissions, right? So what happened is when I spoke to placement officer told me, sir, in last 10 years, 10,000 students placed in from our university, but I was there only from last 3 years. So out of, I know that 10,000 people were placed in last 5 years, but I have salary packages of only 9,000 students. Now what should I do? So two different cases, sir. So case one is I have 10,000 data sets of 10,000 citizens whom I questioned. Only 9,000 responded. Second different example, second case study or second different example is 10,000 students got placed. That I know. They were placed, no doubt. But I have salary packages of only 9,000 students. So what should I do? Two different cases are in front of you. You tell
So
me
in
what need
second
to be done.
case, we can predict the rest 1,000 student based on the 9,000 student.
Yeah, because in second case, I should not ignore the remaining 10,000 because I know that they are placed. Placement officer is telling confidently that 10,000 placed. But remaining now 9,000 salary packages we have for 1,000 students, you don't know. There is no data for what is their package. So here what I can do is I cannot ignore these 1,000 students because they are placed. So I can't push them out of my data. I need to consider them. So what I will do, I have some options now. Option number one, I will take average of all these 9,000 salaries, which is called as mean. That mean value I will substitute for 1000 students whose data is not there. Don't you think it's a good option?
Yes, sir.
I should consider these 1000 people, right? I can't go with 9000 records. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Any other person is talking? Any other question?
No, sir.
So since 1000 people were placed, I should not ignore them. I'll take mean. 9,000 people's average I'll take. Suppose I got average as 3.5 lakh. That 3.5 lakh I'll give to remaining 1000 students. Then I can do some data analytics. So remember, whenever you are doing data analytics on data, if there are some null values on your data, data analytics is all about applying some math, right? Applying some statistics. So if there are some null values in your data, it may lead to problems. Your formula or your program may not work. So you should be very, very careful as a data scientist. So this is what is the second phase of called as pre-processing. Now coming to the previous example, here when 1000 people did not respond at all, they did not say whether Congress will win or BJP will win in Raebareli. That 9,000 people responded, but 1,000 people they did not say anything. Means they have not participated in my survey, right? They said, no, we are busy. We can't talk to you. Like that, they left. They did not participate in my survey at all. So shall I consider them? Shall I treat like I spoke to 10,000 people? No, they did not respond to me, they did not take the survey, so I can't come to an understanding like what is the average of 9,000, and that I should not submit in the remaining 1,000 entries. They did not participate in the survey. So in the first example, when I have 10,000 candidates, only 9,000 responded, then I'll go with 9,000 records only, because remaining 1,000 I asked them the question, but they did not respond at all. So here my data set is 9k records only, 9,000 records. Whereas in placement example, placement officer clearly told me like 10,000 students got the placement, no doubt in that. But for 1,000 students, you don't know what is their packages, then I can take average and I can substitute that average value in 1,000 records. So here my data set is 10k. So who is going to make this decision, sir? Whether it is 10k or 9k, depending on the type of data, depending upon the type of application you are dealing with, you are going to take the decision. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
ये सर अगर फर्स्ट वाले में
So,
हमारे पास जैसे दो ऑप्शन होंगे, कंसीडर करने के, कंसीडर नहीं करने के, जिससे
first
जिसमें
one,
बीजे सर लाइक जैसे फर्स्ट वाला जो था उसमें
suppose, या बोलो बोलो.
सर अगर दो ऑप्शन होंगे हमारे पास, कंसीडर करने के और कंसीडर नहीं करने के, तो अगर उसमें हमें कंसीडर करना होगा तो हम जैसे स्ट्रिंग्स है इसमें, तो हमें मोड लेना पड़ेगा.
हाँ, मोड लेना पड़ेगा. मीन इज नॉट द ओनली ऑप्शन. मीन, मीडियन, मोड तीनों में कुछ भी ले सकते हैं आप, बट जनरली मीन इज प्रिफर्ड व्हेन यू आर डीलिंग विद नंबर्स, राइट? सो व्हेन यू आर डीलिंग विद स्ट्रिंग्स वी विल टेक मोड. मोड का मतलब क्या है? कांग्रेस बीजेपी, सम पीपल टोल्ड समाजवादी पार्टी. ये तीनों में से कौन सा नाम ज्यादा आया 9,000 रिकॉर्ड्स में? Suppose some out of 9,000, let us say 6,500 people told BJP, 2,000 people told Samajwadi Party, another maybe remaining 500 people told Congress. So सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा string आया, सबसे ज्यादा कौन सा word आया, उसको mode बोलते हैं. Most common word or most frequently occurred string is BJP. So I am going to substitute BJP for remaining 1,000 records. That's true. So we will use mode when we are dealing with strings, right? So pre-processing is clear, sir.
सर व्हेन टू यूज मीडियन?
Median when we will use is median का मतलब है half, right? Half of the डेटा पॉइंट्स में जो हाफ ऑफ द वैल्यू रहता है उसको मीडियन बोलते हैं. Suppose when you are expecting the model, see we are going to create a machine learning model at the end of the day. What a data scientist does is they will try to develop a machine learning model. So when we test our model's accuracy and performance will be measured. Now, if I think that by using mean, if my model's accuracy is not increasing, I can test it with median, right? So median or mean, it will be decided based on the final model's performance. So in order to improve the performance of the model, I can go for median as well. But to the possible extent, people will prefer mean only. Okay. So there are some words called as overfitting, underfitting. We will try to use them when we talk about machine learning module in our internship program. So when you think that overfitting is a problem if I use mean in particular application, then I'll go for median. So there are some clear what we say concepts when to use mean and when to use median, right? So they are related to problems like overfitting and underfitting. So if mean creates me an overfitting problem, I'll go for median. But mean will not create overfitting problem every time. So it may happen in a particular application, so which I should observe and I should take a call whether to use mean or median. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is what is pre-processing. Now then is transformation. Transformation का मतलब क्या है? Take this example. I got scanned documents, I got Word document, I got text file, I got PDF file, and I got Twitter data downloaded again in the form of text file. This Twitter data will also be downloaded in the form of a text file, sir. So now what is my challenge? My challenge is I want to process the data. I want everything to be in a single file. Now, what is this single file? Is it going to be a Word document, or is it going to be a text file, or is it going to be a PDF file, or is it going to be an image, scanned documents image? This I have to decide. Most of the time, text document is preferred as a standard data input, and Excel sheets, means CSV files, are used as standard data input formats. So what I'll do now, here comes the requirement for transformation. So here I should know how to convert a scanned document into a text document. Again, I need to write programs. I need to convert a Word document to text document. I already have Twitter data in the form of a text document. So what I will do, this is my first source, this is my second source. Word document is converted into text file. So all these three things will come together, and finally I will get a data set. I'll get my data set, which is again in the form of a text document, right? Now, I told you in the beginning various job roles of a data analyst, engineer, and scientist, right? So, suppose if you are a data analyst, you don't know all these things. You expect a well-formed, refined, polished data set to be given to you, and you run some analytical algorithms on it. So, if you are a data analyst, you don't know these three steps. If you are a data analyst, you don't know, you need not know extraction, transformation, and loading, right? So see here, extraction, pre-processing, transformation, and loading. So these three things, these four things together, right? It is called as these four things together, right? Yeah, these four things together is called as ETL. It's called as ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Extraction, transformation, and loading. ETL steps. So now, if you are a data analyst, then you will say, sir, I don't know what is Twitter data. I don't know how to read scanned documents. I don't know how to deal with missing values. I don't know anything, sir. Give me a perfect data. I will run a small program on it. If you are telling like that, then you are a data analyst. Means you don't know how to extract data, you don't know how to pre-process the data, you don't know how to get data from different sources. So you need not know if you are a data analyst, right? So got it, sir? Till this point, this ETL is clear to everyone: extraction, transformation, and loading.
So what is
Is it
loading?
clear?
Yes,
Loading
sir.
the data. Loading the data means load the data into an environment where we process the data. For example, I got 500 gigabytes of Twitter data, right? So where do I load it? 500 GB. If I want to run a program on 500 GB data, can I run it in my computer? Do I have 500 GB of RAM?
No, sir.
So कहाँ पे run करना पड़ेगा? Do I need to load my data in order to process it? Do I need to load it in the main memory?
So no, sir. In the starting, you told like we will do in multiple systems.
Yes, that is what is loading. See, we are all using electronic computers, which are built on a concept called as stored program concept. Stored program concept. Charles Babbage, you remember? The father of computer,
Yes,
bolte
sir.
na, Charles
Yes, I do.
Babbage. Charles Babbage actually developed a mechanical computer. You can check it in Google also. The computer developed by Charles Babbage was mechanical computer. Right after that, John von Neumann, John von Neumann is a mathematician. He developed a first electronic computer. Right, उसका नाम था ENVIAC. 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 So what this John von Neumann told is, he suggested a concept called as stored program concept. Stored program concept का मतलब क्या है? Any file or program which you are processing need to be loaded into some place. It should be made available. The program or file or data which you want to process should be made available to CPU. इसका मतलब क्या है? मेन मेमोरी और रैम चाहिए. So this first time the concept of RAM was introduced by John von Neumann, and he also developed a computer called as ENVIAC using this concept. So what is the computer we are using today? We are using a computer today which is an electronic computer, and it is based on a concept called as stored program concept. So stored program concept क्या बोलता है? Any file or program which you are processing should be loaded into main memory. So suppose my data set is 500 GB. Can I load it in my machine where I have a 8 GB RAM? It's not possible. And I also gave you an example of high performance computing, high throughput computing, right? Where a 100 GB video file was divided into blocks, right? So we use a separate processing environment. Single computer में हम इतना data को process नहीं कर सकते. So we use a concept called as distributed computing. We use what? Distributed computing. Distributed computing. So what will happen in distributed computing? You have many computers, right? You have an environment like this. So you have many computers, computer 1, computer 2, like that. I will have hundreds of computers, and what I'll do is I'll divide this 500 GB file into small pieces. All pieces are stored in every computer, and I'll run my program in all these computers simultaneously, parallelly. They will run the program on some portion of the file which was stored in that machine. And since it is a small portion of the file, it will be executed quickly. So I'll get results from all these computers. So all these results I will consolidate, I will put it together, which is my final result. So this is a separate environment. I need a distributed computing environments, and there are some tools like Apache, Hadoop, right? Apache Hadoop, and you have something called as Apache Spark. They are distributed computing platforms, my dear friends. So इसमें load करना चाहिए. So when I say extract, transform, and load, you have to load your data. You have to load your data into these processing environments, right? This is not copy paste business. Loading का मतलब ये नहीं कि you copied a file, pasted it in some location. No, you have to write some commands or programs to load this data into Apache Hadoop or Spark environment. So loading itself involves again writing some code or maybe typing some commands. So ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Is it clear to everyone till this point? This is very important session. You don't find this much
Yes,
detailed
sir.
explanation even in YouTube videos, right? Now, once loading is completed, next step is to
Sir,
process the
uh,
data.
then, sir, it
Yes.
is impossible for a single data scientist to work on the data. Like we always need a team.
ऑब्वियसली डेटा साइंटिस्ट का मतलब ये नहीं कि एक लड़का बैठ के पूरा कोड करेगा, right? In one project you will find 100 to 200 people in a medium scale project, and if it is a small project, at least 5 to 10 people will be working on a project. And if it is a very large scale project, suppose Google search engine is there, thousands of people are working in that, right? A lot of data analytics is done by Google search engine every time, yes or no? Right?
Yes, sir.
YouTube is there. Thousands of people are working on YouTube data analytics. YouTube data analytics is a separate job domain, and thousands of people are working on it. So in a single project, that's what I said. If you look at this one, I need people in every phase. I need people who know how to extract data, right? And I don't mean that only one person is enough for me, right? Maybe here, depending on the size of the work, depending on the complexity of the work, depending on the nature of the work, I may need 10 to 15 people also. So how many people I need, it depends on my project size. But obviously, a single data scientist cannot do it. But data scientist is a person who should know all these things. Definitely, he should know all these things, right? You can't, that's the reason you can't become a data scientist immediately, right? Over a period of time, after getting certain amount of experience, one can become a data scientist. You can start your career as a data engineer, right? And if you say that, sir, this entire KDD steps and phases are very complex, I don't want to do it, then you can go for a data analyst role, right? Where a well-formed data, polished data will be given. You simply run one algorithm and you get the results. You try to plot those results in the form of graphs. Beautiful visualization tools will be used, and you show some statistical outputs. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So next phase is processing the data. Processing the data means now I'll run the complex programs on this 500 GB file, 1 terabyte file, 10 terabyte file, which was divided into blocks. I will run my complex programs on it. I'll get some required data from this huge, uh, uh, what do you say, 500 GB or 1 TB of big file. From that, I'll try to get data based on certain parameters, right? Then final step is analyze the data, right? Processing is completed. Whatever results you get, you try to study the result, and ultimately you make a decision. So please remember, ultimate goal of any data science project is data analytics. And why do we analyze means I will analyze the data to take a decision. So ultimate goal is to make better decisions. Ultimate goal is to make better decisions. Is it clear, sir? So what is the ultimate goal? Analyze the data and make better decisions. For example, I processed data, right? And finally I came to know that like in my survey, there are out of 10,000 people, there are 2,500 people between age group 25 to 30, right? So this data I will get by processing my records. So processing will give me the filtered results. Processing purpose is like you have a big data set. From that you are filtering and trying to get the required parts of the data. Then you analyze it. So what do you mean by that? Out of 10,000 records, 2,500 records say that age group of the participants was between 25 to 30, and all people, all these 2,500 people, I'm sorry, all these 2,500 people, they were in favor of BJP. So what do you understand? So what is your conclusion now? You can now, as a news channel, you can come to a conclusion like, okay, youth or youngsters are with BJP. Then you have also seen like people in the age group of 60 and above 60, right? They were preferring Samajwadi Party, right? Then you can come to a conclusion like all senior citizens are a little bit inclined towards Samajwadi Party. Or you have also analyzed the data like out of 10,000 records, 3,000 records I got it from southern part of UP, and southern part of UP was in favor of Congress. So you will come to a conclusion like South UP is a strong zone for Congress. Like this, the news reporter will tell, no, South UP is a place where Congress is very strong. How he will make that statement? He has done this much data analytics. So obviously news channel fellow will not do it. They will deploy or they will give this project to a data science company. They will do all these things: extraction of data, transformation, loading, processing, analyzing. After analysis, whatever they have observed, they will share it with the news channel. News channel will make a decision, or they will come to a some sort of prediction, and they'll say that in upcoming elections these are the strong areas of BJP, these are the strengths of Congress. Like that they will do some decision making, right? So all these phases together is called as KDD. Means we are trying to get a new knowledge. We are trying to get some new inputs, new knowledge, or new things we are trying to know from analyzing the existing data. Do you agree with me? Am I not finding some new things which I was not aware of?
Yes, sir. Sir, processing of data,
Right.
who will do, a data engineer or analyst?
that no, a data engineer will do it, right? On top of this one, data analyst will write some programs to convert my data into a beautiful graph, right? So means data visualization bolte hai usko. So you represent data in a much more simpler manner so that anybody can understand. So what I'll do, हम news channel में देखते हैं ना, they will show you some graphs. See, entire youth of India is with BJP in this, and they will draw some India map and they will show you heat maps. See, this is the southern portion of Congress, so UP where Congress is strong. Again, in some other portion, they will put some other color and they'll say this is area where BJP is strong. Maybe they'll show the lotus flower there, right? So that part is visualization. So visualization is done once you have the filtered results with you. So processing and analysis can be done together by a same person, or processing and analysis can be done by two different people. It all depends on the availability of your resources, but both can be done together also. Now, decision making is the job of our client. So in this project, who was my client? News channel was my client, right? CNN, IBN, Times Now, or Republic TV, they are my clients. I have done some data analytics. I will give my observations to news channel. My client is news channel. I'll give observations to my news channel. News channel will take a decision and they will try to create their own news items, right? Got it till this point? Is it clear, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is called as phases of data science. Now, no matter any data science project you take, these are the standard steps involved in every data science project. So now if you are a data engineer, data engineer is expected to know all these things, right? Suppose if you are recruited as a data engineer and they ask you to extract the data from Twitter, yes, you are supposed to do it. If they ask you to do a transformation of data, you are supposed to do it. So generally in industry, what happens is generally they train the newcomers and on all these phases. Even though if you claim that you are aware of all these things, you will be given an initial what you say knowledge transfer or KT, wherein as part of KT you will be trained on all these modules separately, right? So this is what happens in a typical data science application. Till this point, is it clear?
Yes, sir. And sir,
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to say one more thing, sir.
I did not hear you properly. Come
Yeah,
again.
am I audible? No?
Now it's okay.
Yeah. Sir, PySpark, Hadoop, and Spark. All these three things now are mandatory right now for if the candidate is having more than 3 years of experience as a data scientist, data analyst, or data engineer as well, now, but still they are asking for it.
No, it all depends. See, in our project, right, where I'm working,
Yeah.
right, I do a project by using only Apache Hadoop.
Yeah.
In that also, there are so many modules. Apache Hadoop
Yeah.
is not a single software,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
framework,
Yeah.
right? So there are again so many modules like we have MapReduce, Pig, Hive, HDFS, right? Flume, Cassandra, right? Mahot, a lot of things are there.
Yeah.
Now, many new things will be added to the framework.
Yeah.
Suppose today there are 12 things in Apache Hadoop stack. It doesn't mean that it will be 12 forever. Tomorrow, what will happen? Some other new tool will come into Apache Hadoop framework, right? And one of the tool may become outdated. So this stack will be, continuously it gets upgraded. So we can't say I learn one thing and I remain like that. I want to use it forever. It is not possible. Not only in data science, you take anything in IT industry, what will happen is change is constant. Every 6 months, 1 year, new technologies will come and people will straight away start using them. So continuous upgradation of knowledge is required, not only for data scientists, it is also required for every person who is in IT sector. What do you say?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so Apache, Spark, and Hadoop are widely used, no doubt in that. But again, in that, what is your specialization? Suppose if you say, sir, I'll write Pig scripts beautifully, I'm good at Apache Pig. But there is no guarantee, like after 3 4 years, who will use Pig? I don't know. So after 4 years, if you still say that I'm good at Pig, but nobody is using Pig, right? Then what will happen? You are not required in the industry, so you have to upgrade continuously. You have to upgrade. You have to be in line with the industry, so you should know what are the new developments happening in the fields of data science and what new technologies are coming, and you should focus on learning these new technologies. But one caution for everyone: if you start running behind these new things without having strong fundamentals, you are going to struggle like anything, right? So spend enough time on your basics, learn the basics clearly, have some strong fundamentals, then decide what is your choice. So first, you should be strong in the fundamentals, right? So these words like what is KDD, what are the phases involved in data science, right? We will also see some real-time examples, programs, applications we'll write, wherein we will even talk about overfitting, underfitting, etc. Right? So, is it clear till now?
Yes, sir. Sir, please share this document.
Yeah, definitely. So, one more thing. What are the typical applications which we are doing in data science? Means by using all this KDD, right? Finally, where it is used, what kind of applications are written, what kind of problems are solved, right? This is the list. This is important. We try to solve regression problems, right? regression for predictive analytics. Right. So you can simply call it as predictive analytics. What is predictive analytics? You try to predict something. So these are the applications or projects, right? Recommendation systems. In Amazon, Flipkart, you get recommendations, right? Even in Facebook, you get friend requests. Facebook will suggest you. You can make friendship with so and so person, yes or no. So that is a recommendation system. And classification based on my expenditure, based on my account transactions, banks are classifying me as a good customer or bad customer. If banks think that I am a good customer, what banks are doing, sir? They will give me continuously, they call us saying that you have a pre-approved loan, you want to take it, yes or no? You get this kind of calls or not, right? So it is because of classification. And another problem which is solved is clustering, classification, clustering, recommendation systems, predictive analytics, right? And what else? Identification, object identification, and detection problems, right? So these are some of the applications wherein data science is used. So what is predictive analytics? We try to make some predictions. Exit poll comes under predictive analytics. Recommendation systems, right? Facebook, we are seeing Facebook recommends us friends, right? Did you anytime observe in Gmail also, if you type something, Gmail is helping us in writing the next word? Did you notice it?
Sir, autocomplete.
Yeah, autocomplete, right? So how is it possible?
Sir,
Lot of data was analyzed. It is
yeah,
using natural language processing.
processing. Yeah, NLP.
Natural language processing means now the Gmail knows English very well, and Gmail knows sentences, Gmail knows words, and based on the words you are typing, Gmail is trying to recommend the next possible word. And even in Gmail, if you get a mail, it is trying to give you some standard reply options, right? Suppose if I share a document with you, in the email it shows thanks for the document, noted, like that. It's standard replies you are getting. Did you notice it?
Yes, sir.
Standard replies, it means you need not type anything, select any one of the reply, it will be sent to me.
Sir, on
So all
LinkedIn
these
as well.
things are, yeah, very in variety of platforms you can
Yeah,
see
sir.
that. So this is possible with NLP, and all these things come under data science. All these things are outcomes of data analytics. Now we don't expect you to be expert in all these things. That's the reason I've shown you this part, right? What we want is you should know what happens in a data science project, and you should say that, see boss, I am good at so and so, right? I'm good at extraction of data. There is a huge demand of people who can extract data from variety of sources. In industry there is a huge scarcity of the people who write code to extract data from CCTVs. You have satellite images, how do you extract data from satellite images? You have sensors, how do you extract data from sensors? So extraction of data from variety of sources is a very big challenge. So only that one area you can become an expert, and you can still work in data science industry, right? So please don't think that I am going to become a data scientist. Now once I become a data scientist, I am going to work in all these areas, I should know all these areas, then only I'll get a job. It's not like that. Awareness of this KDD is mandatory. Everyone should know what is happening in a data science project, but everyone need not be expert in every phase of data science project, right? So typical applications of data science is into these areas: predictive analytics, recommendation systems, classification, clustering problems, identification and detection of an object or anything, then natural language processing, right? So before we wind up, I want to give you one example which will tell you the beauty of data analytics, right? Suppose one pregnant woman visits a gynecologist, right, and she had some complaint. Now, based on the complaint given by the pregnant woman, this gynecologist suspected that this lady may have breast cancer. So, what gynecologist should do? Can you tell me what gynecologist should do?
सर
I'll
जल्दी
be
इलाज
happy if
चालू
you respond. Yeah.
start for the treatment and give her some kind of pills.
Okay. Only on doubt you will start the treatment.
No, sir.
No
First of all,
diagnosis required.
sir, it will because it is a doctor ना sir.
So what will happen? So
पहले वो
she will
टेस्ट
send her
करेंगे.
to diagnostic. हाँ, टेस्ट के
Yeah,
लिए भेजेंगे ना.
yeah, yeah.
So टेस्ट के लिए हम ये प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन को टेस्ट के लिए भेज दिए सर. Luckily, test report came that she don't have any cancer. It's a good news, yes or no?
Yes, sir, definitely.
It's a good news. But to detect the tumor, whatever test will be done, it involves radiation. It involves radiation. Now, इसको तो कैंसर था ही नहीं,
पर
but
अब
still
जरूर
it
टेंशन बढ़
this
जाएगी.
lady unnecessarily radiation हुआ ना.
Yeah,
Now, how much harmful, radiation is very harmful for pregnant women. आप देखे होंगे diagnostic center में,
yes, sir.
when you might have gone for any test or COVID test in diagnostic centers, they will write, please inform in advance if you are a pregnant woman. So radiation is very harmful for the baby. Now, whether this baby was unnecessarily exposed to radiation or not.
Yeah,
So here, what can be done? This is how technology is helping us. So here, what we will do is, instead of sending that lady immediately for diagnosis, what I can do is, the doctor will ask her some questions. कुछ symptoms पूछते हैं. Based on she complained, she has some problem. Doctor has got a doubt. अरे इसको शायद breast cancer होगा. Now, what doctor is doing is, doctor will not send her to diagnostics because she is a pregnant woman. So doctor उसको पूछेगी, 5-6 क्वेश्चन पूछेगी. आपको ये कैसा है, वो कैसा है, खाना हजम हो रहा है, नहीं हो रहा है, right? Do you have fever in the night? Like that, some technical things the doctor will ask. वो पूरे questions का या responses वो doctor note करेगी. Now, what I will do is, I will have a data set of 10,000, 20,000 or 1 lakh breast cancer patients. Existing patients रहते हैं ना सर, लाखों लोगों को ये problem है. So I have a data set of 1 lakh people who already have breast cancer. उनका data set रहेगा, उसमें same parameters रहेंगे. Now, what I will do, I will develop a machine learning model using data science. And what I will do is, I'll train the model. ये प्रोग्राम को हम क्या करते हैं सर, ये प्रोग्राम को ट्रेन करते हैं, and now based on existing data, now my program will predict or it will try to detect. So ये प्रेग्नेंट वुमेन के जो सिम्टम्स थे वो पूरे हम एक प्रोग्राम को दे देंगे. प्रोग्राम बोलेगा, this woman may have cancer or this woman does not have any cancer. Based on existing records, based on 1 lakh records information, my program is going to guess whether this woman will have a problem or whether this woman will not have any cancer. My program will tell. If my program says that this woman will not have any breast cancer based on the symptoms given by her, there is no chance. I have processed, I have compared it with 1 lakh records. There is no chance that this lady will have any breast cancer. If my program tells this, then I will not send her to any diagnosis or any radiation. Yes or no?
yes, sir.
So we can avoid unnecessary radiation to the baby, right? So like that, not only in healthcare, in banking, insurance, airlines. In airlines, everywhere data analytics is being done for making effective decisions. Decisions doesn't mean every time business decisions. It can be effective decision. It will improve your decision making power. It will improve your prediction capability, right? At times it will avoid unnecessary radiation. In this example we have seen. So these are all various problems which data science is solving today. Predictive analytics is an application of data science. Recommendation system, it is possible because of data science or data analytics. Classification, it is possible because of data analytics. Clustering is possible because of data analytics. Identification and detection is possible because of data analytics, right? Natural language processing is again possible by analyzing the existing data, by processing the existing data. So these are the typical applications of data science, right? And these are the different phases of data science. This is a very fundamental concept of data science. Everyone should understand what these steps are, and in every step what is being done, right? Is it clear to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So already it's 12:05. So that dictionary program you please try today. In tomorrow's class we will try to solve it. What do you say?
सर
Yes, sir.
I have one thing, sir.
Yes.
सर एक बार जो आपने असाइनमेंट के लिए क्वेश्चन दिया है ना, वो एक बार थोड़ा बता देंगे क्वेश्चन क्या बोल रहा है, बाकी सॉल्व हो जाएगा वो.
Which one? Yesterday the one which I
या
gave,
या
right?
या सर, द लास्ट वन.
हाँ, इसमें इसमें मेरे को क्या चाहिए बोले तो आई वांट डिक्शनरी का मतलब क्या है? यू स्टोर डेटा इन द फॉर्म ऑफ की वैल्यू पेयर्स, राइट?
की एंड
डेटा
वैल्यू.
ऐसा स्टोर करेंगे आप.
या
हाँ, यूजर नेम कामा पासवर्ड, ये फॉर्मेट में डिक्शनरी यूज करके आप डेटा स्टोर करते हैं. लाइक राम इज द यूजर नेम, पासवर्ड इज मोहन. ये एक रिकॉर्ड हो गया, राइट? कोलन यूज करते डेटा
हाँ,
में,
दो
राम
बिंदी वाला.
कोलन मोहन, कामा, राइट? किरण कोलन हिज पासवर्ड इज 898, comma John, his password is 999. Suppose this is my data set. So what I want is, I want you to create a database, means collection of data using this dictionary concept. उसमें आप यूजर नेम पासवर्ड स्टोर करेंगे. So program, when I run the program, I want the program to give me options. Output ऐसा होना चाहिए, न्यू यूजर और एग्जिस्टिंग यूजर. एग्जिस्टिंग यूजर को लॉग इन करने के लिए बोलेंगे आप. न्यू यूजर है तो वो रजिस्टर करेगा, राइट?
या
अगर न्यू यूजर नहीं, एग्जिस्टिंग यूजर नहीं, जस्ट यू वांट टू क्विट द एप्लीकेशन, क्विट बोलेंगे. सो थ्री ऑप्शंस आप देते सर, राइट? सो आई विल सेलेक्ट न्यू यूजर. सो आई विल राइट, ऐसा लिखेंगे. न्यू यूजर ऑप्शन सेलेक्ट करना है तो आई विल टाइप कैपिटल एन. एग्जिस्टिंग यूजर ऑप्शन टाइप करना है तो आई विल टाइप कैपिटल ई. And if I want to quit, I'll type Q. So suppose if I have typed on N, if I type N, if my input is N, your program should ask me to create a username and password. Got it?
यस सर.
So options देना चाहिए. When I run the program, I want three options: new user, existing user, and quit. If I select new user, the code will ask me, okay, enter username and password. Then it should give me a message, username and password created successfully. Suppose if I'm an existing user, if I select option E, it should ask me what is your username and password. It should ask me to enter username and password, and it should compare with the existing dictionary. So I will give, let us say, existing user बोल के मैं राम और मोहन username password देता हूँ. So you have to compare with the existing dictionary. ये है या नहीं देखना चाहिए. अगर ये नहीं है, then you should tell boss this username does not exist. You have to create. If I am existing, you give me a welcome message. Got it?
यस सर.
अगर मैं quit, if I type Q, you should come out of the program. So this is what was the assignment. You try, you give a honest attempt, and if you don't, if you are not able to do it, so tomorrow in the beginning of the class itself, please let me know. We will do it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
We will do two projects in this course. One will be on predictive analytics, जहाँ पे हम regression model को apply करेंगे, right? So we will be doing two case studies. One will be on regression, right? Another will be on either classification or clustering. Okay,
Okay,
Yes.
sir.
right. Now please give me a quick feedback. Was this session useful? I want to hear from everyone before we quit.
Yes,
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 sir.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Definitely, yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Then tomorrow we will meet and we'll try to solve our assignment problem first. Then we will move on.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
thank you.